What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Man, does it feel good to get some sleep. I've done nothing but think about the car since I've purchased it. Dude, big shout out Hunter again for getting it back safely. Today, what we're gonna do, kind of go over the car a little bit more, show you guys kind of what I want to do with it. I'm gonna show you guys how much I paid for it. I'm gonna go over the history of the vehicle and go a little bit deeper into like why I purchased it, go back in time, if you will. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take you guys down to where I normally get my photos done. And maybe today we don't get pulled over because it is New Year's Day and the DMV is closed. All right, and now something you guys have probably been waiting for. I'm gonna do a little cold start for you guys. So obviously, as you can tell, I believe it's stock. You guys know that's probably gonna be the first mod. We're gonna get rid of that. Probably even do headers. NA cars, they make a lot of power from just letting the car breathe, opening it up. If you're a tech and I'm speaking incorrectly, let me know down in the comments. But I'm tired of waiting, I wanna drive my car. Stay tuned. We are at 125,000 original miles. Do you have an airbag light on? I'm gonna go over that later. We got a short throw. The previous guy put it on. I'm actually not really a fan of the shift boot. Let's go. Here she is, a 2000 BMW Z3 M Coupe, the Emola red on the outside and the red and black on the inside. It's absolutely one of my favorite cars. As I said in the previous video, it was my first car and it was the first car that got me into sports cars. I love this car so much. It almost has like this natural stock wide body effect. I spent so much time looking for these, finding a good one, trying to figure out what the best buy would be. You can try and look these things up, and some of them are even going for $150,000. Yeah, you heard me right, the comma was in the right place. Or you could say the comma's in the wrong place. These cars are great. They have an inline six, 3.2 liter, and I think they edge out just about 100 horsepower per liter.
Wow, you can read the brochure.
So it's a 3.2, and I think somewhere along the brochure it says 315 horsepower. They're absolutely amazing. Now with this build and this project, I'm not quite sure which direction we're gonna go to first. Most likely it's gonna be underneath the car. I wanna make sure that there's no rust. Hunter stuck his head under there when we first purchased it, and we didn't see any. We were actually shocked to see that the condition it was in underneath. I've been online looking up different things for what they would cost to replace and fix. Every day these cars are getting rarer and rarer, trying to find parts for, all that stuff. My goal is to hopefully keep it as retro as possible. I don't want to take it too far into the future. I don't think I'm going to do air. I think we're going to do a static suspension. Bring that wheel gap in the back down a little bit. Maybe get a really good spring rate for here in Virginia. As you guys know, we have some of the worst roads. I mean, just imagine this, but just on 64. So without further ado, I'm gonna pop the hood. I'm gonna go through the car, pick out some of my favorite attributes of the vehicle. While I'm doing that, you guys go down in the comments below and put your favorite piece and least favorite piece about the vehicle. Now with this car, age can sometimes become a killer. Some things that I've read about the vehicle are make sure your cooling systems are straight. From the factory, I believe they had like a plastic impeller for the water pump, and those fail, cause a ton of problems if you don't catch it. So I believe this one was upgraded. I'm gonna go back and check and make sure, but you definitely want to upgrade to the metal one. It does have a strut tower brace. The guy changed the oil for me before he sold it to me. He forgot to put it back on. I'll put it back on eventually. For 125,000 miles, it's not too bad in here. There are some things I'm definitely gonna want to do to bring this to life a little bit, to not make it so dull. I'm definitely gonna go through and clean it out. And there you have it, a 2000 BMW Z3 3.2 S52 motor. There are a couple of variations to this motor. The rarest of them all is the S54. It is, some claim to be the cream of the crop. It does have a higher compression ratio, so it doesn't make it as good for boost, but to each their own. I think we're gonna stay with this one. I don't think we're gonna do any crazy engine swaps. I don't think we're gonna do too much with the car internally right now. So, you know, if something, you know, knock on wood, does happen, we'll look that route. But we cross our fingers and pray that it doesn't. Now let's go over a couple things as to why I like this vehicle so much. For one, you heard me talk about it. The wide body look on this car naturally is just insane. It does not photo well from some sides of the vehicle. I will tell you, it does look a lot better in person. This thing drives like a go-kart. I love that. Not only is the wide body one of my favorite attributes of this car, but the interior. The interior looks absolutely insane. They did a killer job. You have the retro analog gauges. The dashes hold up pretty well in these. The interior is just fantastic. They did a really good job The stock seats in this, if you ever have a chance to sit in one, they rival race bucket seats that you can order from other websites. I love the M badges littered everywhere. The cockpit feel is just insane. The boot, or trunk if you will, hatch, whatever you guys prefer where you're from, is quite spacious. Now with back here, you have a ton of room. This guy did install an amp into the vehicle. I do have all the stock fittings to go over the area. This is the strut tower bar I was telling you guys about. One thing also I love about the rear of this vehicle is that dog net. It does go up and down. I like the way it looks with it up. I think also a roll bar would look really sick in here, but I don't know if I want to damage the interior. You know, that's one of those things where you cross that bridge when you get to it. He did mention when purchasing the car that a few things were gonna be out of round. For instance, some of the panel gaps are a little wonky, a couple paint chips around the vehicle that I'm going to go over with you guys. There's not really much I can say about the vehicle that I don't like. I love the way it looks, the way the car drives. It's an absolute go-kart, and if you're not careful and you don't respect this vehicle, it will humble you quick. Some people will point out things on this car and call it design flaws. What we're going to do on this channel, guys, is we're going to call these design characteristics, all right? We're not going to sit here and point out the obvious. Oh, the car looks so weird. It looks like an upside down. So now, on a serious note, this vehicle was actually in an accident in 2016 or 17, I believe. I'll double check when I get home. It did total it. That's why I got such a smoking deal for it. The vehicle got, the way that the pictures look, it's almost like the car hopped up on a curb and then pulled the front bumper off. The suspension drove fine. I didn't see anything, or from the pictures of the accident that the guy gave me, he told me all this. It wasn't like he didn't not disclose any of the information, but the vehicle was in an accident. The insurance companies back then, these cars they weren't assessed as crazy as they are now. So if back in 2016, 17 era, if one of these got in an accident, insurance companies aren't going to pay $1,200 for a bumper for a year 2000 vehicle. Most insurance companies, if you're not careful, will try to give you as little as they can back to fix your car. So I think that's kind of what happened. I think where the front left took the impact, I'm sure it damaged a wheel. I'm sure it damaged some other things underneath. The causation of the accident, we're not sure. We don't know if it was snow, spirited driving, we're not sure. So that did happen. The front left did take some damage, and in that damage, it ripped off the front bumper. And when it ripped off the front bumper, it caused quite a bit of damage to the fender piece, this piece right here that connects. They did a pretty good job. For some of you that haven't seen it in person yet, if I didn't bring it up, you may not have known that. But I want to be fully transparent. I want to let you guys know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and why we get such a good deal. So, continuing. Also, what happened, I think later that year, they didn't assess something properly. So either it was the same owner of the vehicle or it was the new owner of the vehicle. Said he was experiencing some driving issues or some kind of control arm issue in the rear. I guess they replaced it. As you can see from the photos and the information that I'm providing for you guys, something happened. It didn't drive right. A tech looked at it, they fixed it, and they totaled it again, I think. I think that's what happened. I think they not only they totaled it once, but they totaled it again. So it has two accidents for the same accident, I think. I'm not an insurance adjuster. I'm not a body shop. I don't know how that works exactly. I'll show you guys the forms and you guys can make your own judgments in the comments. So the car was repainted in some areas. Some things I think were done better than others. So if I do have to give something that I'm not happy about with the vehicle personally, is I wish it was all one color, all shiny paint, and it didn't have the dings on the title. But that's why I got such a good deal on it. So moving on to what I paid for this thing. What we paid for the 2000 BMW Z3 M Coupe was, actually, comment below what you think I paid. All right, if you're done with that, then the grand total for this vehicle, not including going to get the vehicle, was $17,750. Yes, I'm sure some of you are probably wondering, why the hell did he pay almost $20,000 for a totaled vehicle? I don't intend on selling this vehicle. What I do intend to do, I know, some of you are like, oh, you don't own a car that long, or you're gonna sell it in 6 months. I gotta say, I'm almost, maybe this is big-headed, maybe this is pretentious to say, but I think I like this car more than the GTR. And hang on. And the reason that is because the GTR was in a different class. It was kind of 0 to 100. It was either you did bolt-ons and made 770, or you spent $45,000 and you made 1,000 horsepower, like some of my friends. But yeah, so the GTR was great. I love the GTR. It's just a driver's car, man. I can't stress it more than that. You feel like you're in a go-kart, you're low to the ground, it's pretty quick stock. The only downside, I think, to this car is the fact that it's rare, and if something happens, you're gonna pay to play for the vehicle. Like I saw online, there's some like bumper reflector or something that if you wanted to buy it, it's red, and a broken one with like a tab missing was $420. Like, come on. Hopefully nothing big on the outside has to be replaced, because those body panels and parts and things are extremely expensive. I really like the car. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I'm eventually gonna slide it around. And I can't really go too far because it is New Year's Day. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through the car and show you guys some of the things that we're gonna replace or get fixed, and kind of the direction of where I want to take the car. It might be kind of hard to see, but we do have a nick here. For some reason, these bumpers always kind of like flex real hard in here, and it causes like cracking. So I think that's what that's from. There's a little nick here on the front grille. Let me back that out a little bit. Yep, I think the badges, I'm gonna replace them with black. The headlights, I think, got replaced in the accident, or they got freshened up before I got the car. There's a nick. There's a nick right here at the quarter panel, or not quarter panel, the fender where it meets the hood. This is the only one I'm kind of tripping about, is behind the quarter panel. There is, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this with this light. Let me zoom in. There is a spot right here. I don't know if it's showing on the camera. There's a spot right here. It's a little bit of rust. It's not too bad. We're definitely gonna get that fixed. There's another like little nick at the bottom of the fender where the door kind of meets. Got some chips, and then, you know, just other, like, there's a little ding thing down here. It's kind of hard to see. Also, I don't know what happened to the rear bumper. They might have just sprayed it with a shitty clear or something, but it's not the same tone or the same shade, if you will. Another little nick right there. The gaps are kind of gross on some of these spots. If I'm being transparent, I didn't have my camera on me or running. When I was grabbing my gear out of the back of the trunk, this hydraulic arm thing popped out as I was closing the boot, and when I closed it, it took a nasty, like a nasty paint chip with it. Sorry, the sun's murdering the video right now. But yeah, I don't know if I made this worse or not, but we're gonna get that tightened up. That's really it. Oh, and the only ding I think that's on the car, if you guys can even tell right now, is, let me get the sun down a little bit. It's like right here. Boop. But yeah, a little bit of scratches throughout the paint, but hopefully we can fix all that stuff, remedy that. I'm gonna have probably somebody look at it after I get it painted, and we might do either one of two things. We might do a wrap, or we might just keep it the red. If I fall in love with the paint job, which I'm not really a red car kind of person, but this shit's growing on me. It really is. What I want to do with the vehicle, I would like to get a rear diffuser for the car. I think they look absolutely mental. A mid-wing, possibly the roof wing, and maybe even like wrap it something. I want to, I don't know. I want to wrap it to protect it, but I don't want to wrap it and change the color. Yes, you could wrap it red again, but that's kind of redundant, I think. I want to change out all the BMW badges for the black ones. Same with the external M series badges. I would like to do some wheels. The interior, I don't think I'm going to touch that much, but oh, I can't forget, dude, I love the black kidney grills. I really do, but I might go carbon fiber to give it like a better look. I'm kind of OD with this right now, but I might even do like the black side gills for the car as well. Yeah, that's really it. Maybe black side markers, I don't know. Some of the things look good and clear, but yeah, that's what I want to do. I'd like to do an exhaust, really open it up, get some of the cosmetic exterior pieces like the mid wing and the roof wing, get some wheels, and then of course, man, a supercharger would look phenomenal in that engine bay. Am I right? I really like the analog cluster on the inside. I used to be a real big fanboy of like digital. The way this looks, the way everything just cohesively works inside this car, I don't know if you can replicate it. I don't know if I could do better than BMW did with giving this car its design characteristics. But yeah, let's get some footage. I guarantee I missed something. Please comment below what you guys want to see more of. You don't understand how much it helps me just by leaving a comment. Hey, good job, thanks. Interacting with me. It means a lot. It helps me, it helps the channel. Tell me what you want to see more of. But anyway, enough of that. I'm probably going to forget something. So I will add it in the next video, or I will add it in the description below. Check out the first video, and I hope we can do more of this. See y'all soon. Peace.